back to the elevator life.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at in the world. We are excited to film this episode. We kind of took a step back and looked at the areas we've been talking about, the topics we've been covering, and we wanted to really focus some topics coming in the next few weeks for you guys, the users, to get some real value. So we wanted to cover some of the topics that we really haven't covered in detail. And so we'll be starting today with something that we think all of you guys will be able to use at some point.
Yeah, we've noticed a lot of our traffic, although we have a very diverse range of traffic, a lot of the subscribers continue to come back and continue to email, ask questions. So it's obvious that the people we want to speak to about doing some business in China, entrepreneurship, keep coming back to us. So we have to make sure our content, you really get value from watching our videos.
Yeah, we wanted to stay focused. We really wanted to stay focused and make sure you guys, the users, are getting the information that you find most useful. And that's really what we want to do. So if you have any topics that you want to cover about life and business in China, shoot us a quick email, hit us up on the comment sections under any of these videos. Yeah. We'll be more than happy to cover any information that you guys would find useful. Today we're excited. We're going to go into detail about the exact expenses of China. What does it cost to live here? What do we spend on a daily basis? What do we spend per month? What does it cost to actually have a life here in China? And we're going to get into detail about it.
Yeah, I think we can jump into the initial, when you get your feet on the ground, to when you've started your business up, and then when things are going pretty well, we can kind of hit all three different tiers. But obviously, most importantly, to get to China, to jump right into it, you need a visa. Yep. And we mentioned this before in a video. If you don't know that, then it's something you should definitely know, because yeah, you can't enter the country unless you have a visa, and you can get that for 1 year and I think 90-day entries.
Yep.
So every 3 months, that means you only have to leave every 3 months. That's what we go for every time.
Yeah, the price should be around 170 US$ for your visa over here to China. So that'll be your first expense. Second, if you're coming from the States, that's the only one we're going to touch on because that's the only one we really have experience with. A round trip ticket from the West Coast, anywhere really along the West Coast, roughly is going to be about $1,000. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what you should plan for. Okay, and that's going to be your second expense. Okay, staying in Hong Kong. If you're using Airbnb, you can get some really good rates in Hong Kong. There's a lot of condos and apartments available on Airbnb if you're looking to budget. We do like that service a lot just for traveling around. Hotels are really expensive in Hong Kong. You know, you're not going to find a hotel for a decent hotel for under $100 a night. Yeah. But you can find them in that range, about $100 a night.
Trying to save a little bit of cash when you're staying in Hong Kong, Airbnb is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. Okay. After Hong Kong, you're coming into China. You can find any kind of price range when you're looking at a hotel. You can find a hole-in-the-wall place for, $10 a night, yeah, up into the very, very high-end range, of course. So plan on, maybe 4 to 5 days in a hotel when you get over here, so you can do some research where you want to be located at in the city, what kind of area, what kind of place you want to be surrounded in, yeah, and then you can go ahead and sign a lease for an apartment. So plan anywhere between $20 to $30 a night, yeah, upwards of $50 a night to stay in a hotel for about a week or so when you're trying to get settled here in China.
There's a whole bunch of Chinese chains that do not exist outside of China. Like 7 days, and when we first got here, where was that crappy place we stayed?
I have no idea.
Anyways, it was like, they're the equivalent to like, I don't know, a low-end chain in the States, 2 or 3 star. You have a bed, you have a shower, you have all the basic amenities. There's no concierge service or VIP lounge or anything like that, where this guy just was. But it's very cool. It's basic, and they're in good locations. They're all over the city. You'll see them all over. And don't stop at the totes on the way in from Hong Kong. With they offer the
never do that.
Four Seasons, ever. The Marriotts, all that. Don't have to stop to them. Just find a hotel online or find where you want to be in the city. Get to that area, and then there's going to be hotels all over. And just because it's a Chinese chain, if you've never heard of it, there's a lot of Chinese businessmen traveling, so these chains are sustainable and for the most part clean. You get what you pay for, kind of thing.
Guys, whenever you're trying to book a hotel in China, just head to ctrip.com. That's ctrip.com. They have hotels from every price point you can imagine, and that's how we always book. and it's an easy way to find something that you're looking for.
It's like like an Expedia of China, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the necessities. What do you need first and foremost? You need an apartment. You need a place to stay. I've actually stayed in about 4 different apartments here in my 2 years. I've stayed at a price range from anywhere from $3,000 a month. That's for the apartment where I had a roommate, so I was paying about 1,500 RMB a month. That translates roughly into like 200, 220 US dollars. Now we're staying at a little bit more of an expensive place. This apartment cost us about 12,000 RMB. Again, that's for 3 of us, so we're paying 4,000 RMB per month, which is roughly about 800 US dollars. Like I said though, apartments will range anywhere from 3,000 up until higher. And obviously we get really good rates with how we're doing it now because we have roommates.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's really allowed us to get into some nicer places and still not be paying an arm and a leg for them.
I mean, yeah, like in the States, a single bedroom apartment is what? Sometimes, 800 to 1,000. But if you get a 2-bedroom, it's 1,200 or 14. So, I mean, it's just simple math. Living with a roommate or finding a roommate online or someone to live with is going to cut your expenses down significantly by a couple $100. So, yeah, when I don't even know. My first place was not good. It was, probably around 2,500.
It's not that it wasn't good. It was just in a far out location.
Yeah. No, it was normal apartment, 2-bedroom, kitchen, everything. But it just very inconvenient place. We didn't know at the time.
So yeah, so let's put the range at about 3,000 to 3,500, which is around 500 US dollars for a studio apartment to start yourself out, but paying by yourself. If you're gonna add roommates, you can easily get a 2 to 3 bedroom in about the 6,000 to 7,000 RMB range, up into the nicer ones, up into like the 12,000 RMB range. Just to give you perspective, we're at the nicest location in the city, paying about 12,000 RMB a month, and yeah, so you really, guys, you got the range. You can be as low as 3,500, even with a roommate. Okay, and that's going to put you a little outside of the city, but that will just help you plan.
We do think the magic number is 3. That's right. 2 is going to be a little more expensive. 4 is too many people. 3 is pretty much the perfect amount.
All right, guys. Here we've got our actual electricity bill from the last 2 months. This was including when we had the air conditioning on every single day because it was hot here. Our charge for 2 months was 926 RMB. That's about 150 US dollars. So about $75 per month for electricity, and that's again split between 3 people. Okay, so you're looking at about $25 a month for electricity, which is just fantastic. Again, we had our air conditioning on every single day of those months. So electricity is not a problem. Gas isn't even enough to put on the list.
Total expenses.
Gas and water
for those are literally a couple dollars each. So yeah, you're not looking at not worth mentioning.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that. The other thing that you will have to pay at your apartment is a management fee. That is your fee that is due for your ownership of the common areas. The 2 last apartments that we've stayed in, which were 2 3-bedrooms, our combined total was about 500 a month. Okay, so about $75 extra a month for management fees, and it comes with a concierge service and all that. So between the 3 of us, you're looking at about $25 a month. So we're up from about 500 for rent, $25 a month for electricity, about $25 a month for management. Getting into the next necessity, that would be internet. We got 12G speed of internet here for 200 RMB a month, which is 30 US dollars. So it's a fairly decent price.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. As you can see, a lot of the services here in China, water, gas, even electricity and internet, they're all kind of maintained at a lower price than they would be in the States. So yeah, it's about 30 bucks, so $10 per person for 12G internet. And yeah, sometimes it's very, very fast. But I mean, we're in developing countries, so sometimes you don't think it's 12G, but overall, it's still a very good price compared to Comcast or something you'd be paying back in the States. That puts
us at 560 a month on those necessities. Let's go into the personal expenses. Phone. I personally pay 100 RMB for my iPhone. That gives me 350 megabytes worth of data, and I don't even know how many calls or how many text messages, but it's unbelievable how cheap it is. and that's one thing that is a lot cheaper in the States. I pay about $15 a month for my phone, and I'm good to go with it, which is fantastic.
What's pretty incredible too about the iPhone is that, I mean, even China, everywhere has Wi-Fi. Everywhere has Wi-Fi. So when do we ever use it?
Usually you'll be like 300 for the whole month, but it's like I'm pretty much on wireless a lot of the time. So yeah, I get by, and I'm always on my iPhone. I get by with about $15 US a month, putting my total about $575 currently. Yeah, which is awesome. It's really fantastic. Going to the next one, food prices, guys. Food. We like to try and stay decently healthy. Yeah. So we really try and cook 2 to 3 meals a day. But that certainly wasn't the case when we first got here.
No, when we first moved here, it was Chinese food on a regular basis. Just what?
Had to get our chopsticks sales up.
Yeah, he couldn't use them when we first got here. There's a post about it somewhere.
True story.
Yeah. But now he's an expert-ish, and it was like what, 10 to 15 RMB, so $1.50 to $2 for a big plate of rice and mixed vegetables and meat, or you get to choose kind of what you want. It's up to you, but that's very affordable for lunch and dinner. Breakfast, you're looking at $1 or less for some of the traditional breakfasts they make here. You can buy some. We have eggs every day for breakfast, and I mean it's what, 18 RMB, 250 for like 15 eggs, and then so it's not bad. Again, cheap. It'd be cheap in the States too, but also cheap cost here.
Yeah. So for Chinese food, you're of course looking at a lot cheaper prices, and like anywhere you said, you can get a local Chinese meal for anywhere from 10 to 30 RMB.
Yeah.
And then without stepping the level up into a nicer Chinese restaurant, and that's about anywhere from $2 to $5.
30 RMB is pretty nice too.
30 RMB is pretty nice here. And so that's your local Chinese food. Let's get into the things you might be able to relate more. McDonald's. Yeah. McDonald's, the prices are almost about even. Yeah. Unless you're going at happy hour, and yes, they do have happy hour here from, the hours. What are the hours?
He knows them too, but I'll say them. I think we just named it happy hour too, because that's what we can relate it to. But yeah, McDonald's has a happy hour, 11 to 2, 7 days a week, and 5 to 8 p.m. every location. So pretty much the only time you'd eat McDonald's, lunch or dinner time, unless it's super late night, then you're getting it for $2. 15 RMB is a full
meal.
Yeah, a full meal. This is ridiculous.
$2, $2, literally 15 RMB. Gets you a meal at McDonald's.
Medium Coke, medium fries, whatever you want. Big Mac, spicy chicken.
And so Subway runs around the exact same price as in the States. However, they also have happy hour, sub of the day, which you're going to be getting. Actually that's the same price. We've been gone so long. $5 foot long. That's what they do. They have a $5 foot long every day.
Yeah, exactly.
30 RMB for the sub of the day, which is really fantastic over here. It's a little change up from the Chinese food. Grocery shopping.
And change up from our cooking too, which we get, we cook well, but we definitely always like a little bit of change, variety.
Yeah. Grocery shopping, foreigners, okay, milk. Milk runs us 15 RMB for a liter, so it's not cheap actually, even compared to the States comparatively. Along the same levels. Eggs are also along the same levels because in the States they're extremely cheap as well.
Something that's going to be more expensive, cheese.
How much do you spend on cheese?
It's like 40 RMB for one of those little, so what's that, maybe $6?
$7 for a little block of cheese.
Like the little, you can get like the big blocks for the same price.
Not the Tillamook ones you're talking about in the States.
Oh, what I'd do for that over here. But yeah, you get the little baby blocks for like $5, $6, $7. And we all complain about that because we all love cheese, but I mean, eventually, it's not an essential when you first move to China, but it's definitely one of those things you want to pick up on.
One of the things we do cook almost every single day are chicken breasts. Okay, you got your normal sized chicken breast. We're getting for about 6 to 7 RMB a chicken breast, which is about $1. Yeah. So we really like that. Something that is a little kind of more expensive is fruit, right?
Yeah, fruit. Depending where you get it, fruit can be more expensive. And then vegetables are a little cheaper.
Vegetables are cheap, and it all depends on where you guys go. You can be going to the Chinese markets where you're getting vegetables. You're getting them for.
They're doing the thing where you weigh it and then they tell you the price, and it's still cheaper than you could ever imagine. So
yeah.
Vegetable. Yeah. Oh, fruit. Yeah, fruit is more expensive because it's Fruits are a lot more seasonal here.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, we can't get strawberries right now, but then all of a sudden there's like a strawberry month or 6 weeks where everything's strawberries, and it just goes with the season. It's not like in the States where you can get everything anytime.
And also something that you realize, the fruits are totally different. So if you're looking for blueberries here, they're really expensive because they're all imported.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you got things like dragon fruit and dragon eyes.
Yeah.
Dragon eyes are fantastic. Never had them before I came here.
They're very good.
All those local ones, they're a little bit more affordable. But if you're looking for the ones that you like at home a lot, they can be more expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving on, transportation. Taxi prices. Taxi prices, the fee starts at 10 RMB, which is about $1.50. Okay? And they go up
every 0.3, after the first 3 kilometers, it goes up 1 RMB for every 0.3 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, if we're going to go from our side of the city to the other side of the city, we'll spend about $5 to $6.
Yeah. I mean, one of our clients up north, he's about any given day 15 to 30 minutes away, and that cab fare is always 27 to 32 RMB, depending on traffic.
Which is about $5.
Yeah.
So cab fees are extremely affordable over here, and we love it. The next thing is the metro. If you are going to travel on the metro, it is ridiculously affordable.
15 cents to the airport, where actually you'll be going there pretty soon. It's about
15 cents?
1 RMB for like 1 stop, 2 stops.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It can go from like 1 RMB to like 12 RMB is the most expensive, and that's all the way to the airport.
It's over an hour long ride,
which is
$2,
which is 150 RMB in a cab. So and it's a direct line there. So it just goes to show, because actually Guangzhou's metro, we actually tweeted about it. #1 metro system in the world on CNN.
Yeah.
Very, very efficient here. If you want to use the metro, and sometimes it's even more efficient than a taxi, but we like our taxi time where it's just you in the back of the seat, like you listen to music, take notes, or whatever. Metro sometimes, you know, again, a bit overcrowded, but when you're first here, what can you do?
Sounds good. Okay, let's talk about the fun stuff. Entertainment. What are the prices to go out? What are the prices to have a good time here? Bar prices are surprisingly, this is essentially speaking for Guangzhou, about the same.
Yeah. Sometimes even more expensive for some of the beers.
Yeah. It's unbelievable almost.
Yeah, I think we're pretty spoiled from where we're from in Oregon and Washington. We have a lot of big beer producers. But for like for a pint, for a normal draft pint of like Tiger, it's like 30 RMB, which is like $5. Yeah, like their house beer here, I guess it would be. But then if you get a Guinness, it's nearly $10 for a pint of Guinness at the major bars around here.
Yeah.
Which is in the States, what, 6 maybe? 5?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been too long. But I know it's more expensive. I mean, even mixed drinks themselves, all the time. I'd say they're about $1 to $2 more expensive at all the Western bars. But then if you get the beer in a convenience store, it's definitely going to be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, Chinese beer in a convenience store, you're looking at about little under $1 for...
like 22 ounces maybe?
Yeah, 22 ounces.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Going on, restaurants. When you go out to a restaurant, prices really vary, but if you're going to eat at a foreign restaurant, they're a little bit more expensive. Okay, it's like anything. It's a specialty. Okay, so say we go out to the only Mexican restaurant in Guangzhou. We went out there last week. I believe I paid $10 to $12 for a burrito.
Yeah.
I think so. About 10 to 12 US dollars for a burrito. And that's the only burrito I can really get in the city. So, you know, it's not really cheap. That just gives you kind of perspective. What'd you get?
I got fish tacos and a quesadilla, and that was 12 or 15 bucks also. Like, I mean, you know, it's simple foods that you're used to that you can get for $5-6 bucks in the States, and I think better in the States. Over here is going to be exuberantly more priced because it's a specialty good. It's an import, and everything that they make this product with is all imported as well. So taxes, etc., etc.
I think the best example would be to take a look at a chain here that's run by a foreign entrepreneur, Tomatoes. They offer mostly Italian food, but sandwiches, everything, sandwiches, burgers. A pizza there, a large pizza, about yay big, runs you anywhere between 80 to 100 RMB, so about $12 to $15, and it doesn't get cheaper than that. The other stuff, pasta runs you about 50 RMB,
Yeah.
which is about $8.
Yeah.
$8. What else? What else is on their menu?
Like a Caesar salad is $5 to $7. Yeah.
And this is a very affordable, like the most affordable Western restaurant you're gonna get.
This is, yeah, it's like definitely, yeah, it's very fairly priced because a lot of the stuff that they make can be used with domestic goods. I think is the difference from some salsa from Mexico or something like that. I don't know, but anyways, it's definitely very fairly priced and more affordable than you'd expect.
So to really wrap it up, we go shopping about 2 times a week for food, and I spend about 150 RMB a time, and I cook almost 2 times a day, and so that's about 300 RMB a week on shopping food, and then I eat out on the weekends usually. Okay, so I plan about 500 RMB a month or a week for food. Okay, and then going on that, you add on the amount of fun. 500 RMB is about $75. And so that puts our running total at about 650 for the month. And then fun, we obviously tack on about 500 RMB a week as well.
We like to have fun.
wait, that was my bad on the math. 500 a week is about 2,000, which is about 300. So it went from about 575 after rent and electricity and utilities to about 875, including food. Okay. So when we tack on fun, we estimate we spend about 500 RMB per week. And when we talk about fun, we're talking about going out on dates, going to bars with friends, and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
grabbing drinks, movies. I mean, similar to things you do back in the States. It's just ways to enjoy ourselves on the weekends. And during the week, if you want to grab a happy hour or 2 or 3, that's what we're doing, and that's why the budget. We allow a decent amount of a budget for that in China to go out and have fun whenever we please, or we feel like we need a break.
So about 500 a week, again, that's about 2,000 RMB per month, roughly about 300 USD. So adding that onto our 875 running total, that puts us at about 1175 as a running total. Before we wrap this up, we also do want to include the transportation that we talked about earlier. We like to take taxis mostly, and so let's roughly estimate that at about 150 RMB a month. And that will round us out.
Yeah, I mean, you can get anywhere in the city, as we said before, for 30, 40 RMB. Normally, it's going to be 10 to 15 wherever you're going, if you're conveniently in like the downtown area.
I would estimate we spend more than that, but most people don't always take taxis, so we wanted to give a better conservative estimate. So about 150 a month, that is about 600 RMB, 150 a week, 600 RMB a month. It's about $100 US, which brings our running total to about 1275, about $1,300 US a month. I hope that gave you guys a good quick little insight into what our budget is like over here.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, obviously your budget can be a lot more conservative when you first get here. You could shave a couple hundred off this easily, and you could also add a couple hundred depending on how you're doing while you're over here. But we're still living a great life. We still do everything that we want to do. Obviously, we'll have splurges, the vacations and stuff like that we do pretty frequently now. But just living here, if we're based in Guangzhou a full month without going anywhere, this is a pretty reasonable estimate, we'd say.
Like he says, that does not take into any account our travel, which we do almost every week. It does not take into account at all. So that is a running budget if you were here in Guangzhou.
Yeah.
I hope that helps, guys. I know we've received a lot of emails about expenses over here. Shoot us a quick little question or comment below if you have any more specific questions about any kind of expense that you are wondering about in China.
Definitely. And we'd also love to hear all your other international budgets, what it costs from, various parts around the world. I know some are going to be more expensive and some probably have potential to be cheaper. So it'd be interesting for us to hear if you want to share.
Sounds good, guys. Talk to you later.
Cheers, everyone.